If you're thinking about moving to Lombard, there are a ton of neighborhoods to choose from, and you're probably sitting there wondering, which one is actually for me? You see, I've spent 5 years helping people relocate here, and I spent over 12 years working in this town alone, walking these blocks in the July heat and the January wind chill. So I can tell you what this neighborhood actually feels like, not just what it looks like online. So in this video, I'm breaking down the neighborhoods you might want to look at based on your budget, what you want to be close to, what kind of vibe you're after, everything from condos all the way up to single family homes. And I'll show you where to eat too. So your first weekend here doesn't start and end with a chain restaurant in the food court. Now, if you want the lowest buy-in Lombard offers, there are three really good places to look at. Right in the heart of downtown, buildings like Lombard Tower, they list one-bedroom units in the 160 range, two bedrooms in the low 200s. Monthly HOA fees typically run $300 to $500, and that covers heat, gas, snow removal, which matters more than people think once a real Chicago winter hits here. In exchange for that, you get real walkability here. Your steps from the metro station, steps from downtown restaurants, and steps from Lilac Festival that's every spring here. You can also go a few miles south to places like Yorktown Green, Collin Court, which are all about the same price and they cover the same utilities. And if you really wanted a pond view, you could get a condo in Cove Landing. Now, this will literally get you into an amazing town for almost nothing. But if a condo isn't your style, but you're really just not ready for a single family home yet, and you still want low maintenance living, then look at places like Cambria and Arboretum Park, which you can find something in the low 200s to low 300s, offering 2 and 3 bedroom layouts with 1.5 to 2.5 bathrooms. But these don't have basements, just so you already know. Now, this price point is really built for two types of buyers: the young professional who wants to stop renting and start building some equity near an awesome train line, and the first-time homebuyer who wants to trade some square footage for location. Now, if that's you, downtown condos or North Lombard should probably be your starting search. Not the historic core, because you're going to get priced out way before you even get to see a house. Now, for single-family homes at this tier in the sub 350 range, you can mostly find 2 bedrooms, sometimes 3 bedroom homes scattered all throughout North Lombard, which can still keep you pretty close to the terrain. Now, you're mostly going to find older ranches though, Cape Cods, and sometimes 2 stories. And most of them were built in the 1950s. Now, what's really great here though, is that there are 3 on-ramps to I-355 north and south, so you're really not going to miss highway access no matter where you end up, which makes this always a prime location for so many people. But here's the honest caveat here, because I'm not going to tell you just a fantasy. Entry level in Lombard still isn't cheap by national standards. This is DuPage County after all, and property taxes here bite a little harder than the sticker price will suggest to you. Before you fall in love with the number, get a real tax estimate, because that monthly payment can climb more than people usually expect. And it's the single biggest surprise most first-time homebuyers really don't plan for. Now, entry level is great, but what if we just move the budget up a bit? What can you get and where? But before we run down that mid-tier level, if you're thinking of relocating to Chicago or the suburbs, that's what I do every single day. So feel free to give me a call or sign up for my weekly newsletter right here. Once you move into $350,000 to $500,000 range, which lines up closely with the town-wide median, you're in North Lombard territory, but you can still find homes in South Lombard as well. North is the more historic core, the actual Lilac Village part of the town. It's home to Lilacia Park and the tree-lined East Washington Boulevard corridor. Now it's quieter, more established, and it feeds into schools like Hammerschmidt Elementary and eventually Glenbard East High School. Homes here tend to move fast, often in under 2 weeks, because buyers really want the walkable, small-town feel without giving up their suburban space. Nearby, you've got North Avenue, which is a major artery for east and west travel here. You're minutes from Yorktown Center, a mall that at one point was the largest shopping center in the entire country, I think. I'm not sure, but I think so. Plus a growing lineup of newer apartments and townhome developments popping up all around this place. Now, this is a strong fit if day-to-day convenience matters to you just as much as having a really nice backyard does. If a bit more land is priority, look at subdivisions like Foxworth. That's in the south end here, which offers solid 4 bedrooms home on quiet blocks as well, still feeding into the same school district, and you have Butterfield close by, or Route 56. Now, near Terrace View Park, you'll find homes that back directly onto ponds and Park District land, ducks and turtles right outside your patio, which is kind of the setting that usually costs more in a lot of other suburbs. Now, the homes you're going to find here in this price point are split levels, raised ranches, and a few 2 stories, so you're going to have options. By the way, if you're not from here and you're wondering what kind of homes are these, let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video breaking down each one So in my future videos, you know what I'm talking about. One quick note on schools here, because it trips some people up. Lombard actually splits across a couple elementary districts depending on where you land. But almost everybody funnels right back into School District 87 or Glenbard East. So don't panic if two different elementary school district names show up while you're searching. The high school outcome is going to end up being the same anyway. Village-wide, the median detached home price sits around $420,000, up close to 6% year over year. So mid-level Lombard is still appreciating at a healthy clip. Now this tier really is a sweet spot for most families relocating here. You get good school ratings, a manageable commute into the city with the Union Pacific line, and you're not stretching into that luxury price point just to get a real house with a yard like some towns you have to. It truly is one of the best bang for buck towns that I've experienced. But there's also a few others that compete with it at the same level, and I've made videos about them recently as well. And I grew up kind of basically in this town too. Now here's where people get surprised, because Lombard's high end doesn't look like Hinsdale or Oak Brook, but it's more than people expect from a town named the Lilac Village. If low 500s is what you're after, then there are a ton of places to look at, and we could focus on places like Manor Hill. It's right off Finley and Roosevelt. You're close to Mariano's and everything Route 38 has to offer, making it an excellent place to live. If you want a little more home and have a budget that stretches, you'll often be looking at places like Congress Knolls or even Abbey Woods. But I'll be honest, from living here and servicing these neighborhoods, I'd never call them by their names. I'd usually just say I'm by 16th or 18th, because this is really the section of town with numbered streets. No other part of the town has this. So it's really easy to know where you are if you just call it out. It runs from 13th to 22nd Avenue in South Lombard. But what's really good about this town is you can live in 90% of Lombard at $500,000 or just above. There are just so many options, which make it one of my favorite towns for people to relocate to. But there is something coming up that has never been done in Lombard yet. So let's dive into it. And that headline, the thing that surprises everybody right now, is a development called Pinnacle Admires, Lombard's first gated luxury subdivision. We're talking 11 estate homes, each around 10,000 square feet. Some of these homes can have 7 bedrooms, 8.5 bathrooms, custom kitchens utilizing Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances, an optional private elevator, and a rooftop retreat built for entertaining, and a 6-car garage, which you don't see those here. Now, I want to be straight with you. This isn't the norm for Lombard by any means. It's a genuine outlier here, and it's not what buyers are moving here or shopping for, but I think they might. But it does prove this town has a ceiling most people didn't expect existed. This is something you would expect to see in Hinsdale or Burr Ridge. This really is an incredible development if they do this thing right. Now, if you're thinking about relocating as an executive for a corporate job, you probably want some estate level space without leaving DuPage County or moving to Oak Brook and their price tags. That's exactly who Pinnacle Admires was built for. And it's currently the only place doing it at this level. If ultra luxury is genuinely what you're after here, let me know and I'll get you all the details of that community. One honest note before you get too excited about this tier of homes, because it's such a small, unique pocket, the buyer pool is also small too. Homes at that price point can sit longer and appraisals can be a little trickier since there's nothing directly nearby to compare them to. So they often look at towns like Oak Brook and Elmhurst for the appraisals. Now housing is great, but where to eat food might even be greater. And if any of this has you thinking about moving to the Chicago market, where to buy, what areas to watch, what to avoid, it's exactly what I'm here for. Reach out anytime right here, or sign up for my weekly newsletter right here, where I keep you updated on the market, local spots worth knowing about, and everything happening across Chicago and the suburbs. Now, since you're going to be spending some real time while you house hunt or you live here, let's talk food, because Lombard's restaurant scene has quietly gotten really good over the last few years. Babcock Grove House was converted from a historical home into a restaurant. That's kind of cool. It's big on charm. It's known for their classic cheeseburgers and their cheese curds. Can't pass that up. And it's consistently one of the most talked about spots in the town, and it's literally downtown near the train. There are 2 places that I always made sure to stop in when I was on my lunch break, and that was Noodles for You and Brewster's Chicken. Now, Noodles is a mix of Chinese and Thai, offering anything from Mongolian beef, Kung Pao, to their pho dishes, boba tea, and then my favorite Korean stone bowl. Now make sure you get the crispy rice and put some devil sauce on it. Trust me. If you want something more traditional, then Brewster's is probably here for you. You can order chicken, sirloin, ribs, and a variety of sides. I can honestly say I have eaten here more times than I can count, and I've never been disappointed. But the sirloin actually was my go-to with the rice and broccoli and the mashed potatoes. You gotta try it out. And if you want good Italian, Gia has become a reliable pick for a large, bright space with a broad Italian menu. And the great thing is, there's a ton of them here in the suburbs, so you can almost find them anywhere. Now, my last honorable mention, I said 2 places, but we're covering 4. If you're a coffee lover, then check out Quaho House. I think I said that right. They offer everything from Yemeni tea to a variety of coffees. And I've tried a handful of these. Oh, and the pastries are good too. My good friend recommends the Adani chai tea, if you can find it. And I did there. It's pretty good. Obviously, if I make these videos insanely long, you'd probably stop watching. Most of you probably did. So I try to keep them short, informative, so you really know what kind of amazing suburbs we have here. And if you want a deep dive into each neighborhood or want a little more information, don't hesitate to ever reach out. I answer my phone day and night, and it's actually me. Now, if Lombard doesn't seem to fit what you're looking for, then maybe watch the next video where I go over why there's a town that's the best kept secret right here in the Chicago suburbs. And I'll see you there.